The GIUK gap, stretching between Greenland, Iceland and the United Kingdom, has long been a critical maritime choke point. Throughout the 20th century, it shaped naval strategy, from protecting Allied supply lines in both world wars to serving as a frontline Cold War anti-submarine warfare. Control over this passage determined military advantage in the North Atlantic, influencing power projection and transatlantic defense. Though its significance waned following the Cold War, the GIUK gap is taking on new relevance amid mounting Russian naval activity, Arctic expansion and emerging hybrid threats, making it once again a maritime choke point of strategic note. Serving as a central choke point in the North Atlantic Ocean, it connected the Arctic Ocean to the Atlantic and facilitates movement between North America and Europe, making it a constant focus for naval strategists. This strategic importance was especially evident during the World Wars, when control of the GIUK gap was essential for safeguarding transatlantic supply routes, the lifelines of the Allied world effort in World War II. Recognizing the gap's vulnerability, Allied forces occupied Iceland and Greenland to establish military and defense positions. These bases played a pivotal role in countering German boats and surface ships that sought to disrupt defective shipping lanes. The high stakes of controlling the GIUK gap was underscored by events like the Battle of the Denmark Strait, where the German battleship Bismarck exploited their passage to break out into the Atlantic. Control over the gap not only ensured the flow of critical supplies, but also served as a means of projecting power. The occupation of strategic locations like Iceland enabled Allied forces to maintain dominance over key maritime routes, illustrating how geography directly influences the outcomes of major interstate conflicts. The GIUK gap's importance grew further during the Cold War, becoming a front line in NATO's defense strategy. It was a choke point for detecting Soviet submarines attempting to access the Atlantic from bases on the Kola Peninsula. NATO deployed the sound surveillance system and the maritime patrol aircraft to maintain an edge in anti-submarine warfare. The South Surveillance System Network, an underwater array of hydrophones, provided early warning of Soviet submarine movements, significantly enhancing NATO's surveillance capabilities. Even as Soviet missile technology improved, enabling ballistic missile submarines to operate from Arctic bastions, the GIUK gap remained crucial for tracking attack submarines that couldn't threaten NATO's transatlantic reinforcement routes. This underscored the gap's dual role as both a barrier and a gateway, a strategic choke point where control determined advantage. After the Soviet Union's collapse, the perceived naval threat diminished, leading NATO to shift its focus. The alliance turned to expeditionary operations in places like the Balkans, the Middle East and Africa. The pivot resulted in reduced investments in ASW capabilities, with cuts to frigates, maritime patrol aircraft, and the submarine fleets. The shift also led to a decline in operator skills as NATO prioritized out-of-area missions over traditional territorial defense.